The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone. How's it going? This is Jamie Lewis, and I'm looking forward to spending some time with you this evening. We're going to be talking about a few different strategies on how to start a business on the internet, and I'm going to really just lay it out plain and simple, like the entire strategies, and then I'm going to also get into a little bit about what you guys are doing and interact with you a little bit and find out if you're interested in doing some of these strategies, and we can go on to the next step. All right, sound good? So it's good to see everybody. We've got Arnaldo in here. Arnaldo Garza. How's it going, buddy? If you could just hit us up in the questions box. Yeah, how's it going, man? And let me jump into everything, and then you guys just hit me up in the questions box. Let me know who you are and everything, and we'll get right down to it. So for those of you who don't know who I am, like I've been doing this on line for about 14 years or so, and started in 2004. And since then, I've done a ton of different uh, business models, I'd say, not just all the internet launches and all that crazy stuff, but of course I started probably where a lot of you guys are, looking to sell other people's products for commission, that type of thing as an affiliate marketer, right? And I also got into publishing my own products in music and dating and niches like that first. And then a lot of people saw, all the crazy stuff I was putting out, and they were like, how are you doing that? And so then I got into teaching the stuff like internet marketing, coaching, and business opportunities and stuff like that. And then I got pretty well known in that niche. So if you've gone on YouTube anytime lately, you've probably seen like a bunch of videos that were like #1 for internet marketing, stuff like that. So basically, before I get into like what you guys are doing, let me just jump into some strategies and see what you guys think of these, and then we'll elaborate on them. All right. So basically, the first one I want to talk about, and this is something I always tell my friends or family or whoever's like down and out and needs to make money right away. This might sound funny, and I've got some really cool strategies like how to sell other people's products for commission and stuff like that. But this one is really it's just stupid easy to do. Okay. And I'm going to use a real example. This is an example of one of my students. What you do is you get a domain name, dial your name, right? So my name's Jamie, so I would have gotten dialjamie.com, right? And you create a little video, and then you have a buy it now button at the bottom. Basically, what people are purchasing from you is your phone number, right? Now, you're going to act as a consultant in whatever niche you're in. Like, so if you sell insurance, then you'd probably want to stick to insurance, right? Or if you were a musician, you'd do like piano lessons with a webcam or something like that. You see what I mean? So this is the quickest way to make money, because you're like, oh, you assess yourself and you're like, oh, I do this and this and this. I'm a painter, I'm a sculptor, whatever it is. And then you basically charge to present that in some fashion, whether it's on the phone or with a webcam or a webinar or whatever, right? It's kind of like what I'm doing right now. Like I didn't even roll out my YouTube videos yet. Like they're still on approval. Like, I mean, next week you guys will probably see me everywhere because I'm rolling this out for the first time. But I'm telling you, this is like this simplest, fastest way to make money on the internet. And it's really, really cool because, it's like using those gold mine passions of yours that you've always had, or the expert status that you've always had, and then you're turning it into a business. So the results from this it was $250 for a month, right? So if you pay $250, you get to study with my student here, Susie, and here are the examples of how fast the payments come in. This is like all in one day, right? 249, 249, 249, 249, just over and over again. And then, of course, she didn't have enough time to have all of these people, so then you sell it out. And right underneath this video, it's a cool idea to say, hey, this is for a limited time because I'm actually going to be on the phone with a lot of you and I'm going to have to sell out. So that right there is one of the strategies. Where you get traffic, that's an entirely like I could do a webinar for like 6 hours on just that subject alone, right? But of course, like straight off the bat, I'll let you know, it's pretty obvious. You know, we use the top websites for traffic, usually the places where we start our traffic at, and then we collect with an autoresponder or something like that. It's usually like Facebook or Google or something like that, you know, or YouTube. You can also pay for traffic, or you can use a couple like different sites. Like we used to use Craigslist. That's also something I was going to get into in the next strategy that I have. But of course, these are like really, really, this is the fastest way to do it. And that's why I wanted to show you this first. Of course, we're going to get into more like popular stuff that you've probably heard of before. But I mean, realistically speaking, like it'll take you a lot of time to build a product, right? It'll take you, or it could cost you a lot of money to buy ads, to promote other people's products. It's like just, it's, this is the type of thing where you could go to your Facebook page and you could say, hey guys, I'm now doing consulting. Boom. And then you post it on your Facebook page. And it's like, oh, really? And people might ask you like, oh, it sounds good. It sounds interesting. You know what I mean? So, and then boom, you've got a sale and then you got another sale. You're not doing keyword research for hours. You're not doing all the other stuff that, you know, people tell you, hey, being an entrepreneur is a lot of hard work. Well, I've got like probably over 40 of these strategies, and you know, over time, it's like, you know, think about how many people in my own life, like in my personal life, have probably like begged me to show them stuff, you know. And this is where these types of strategies were born. Like, you know, I have to make things really simple sometimes in terms of business models, and this is definitely one of them. You know what I mean? So we've been here like 9 minutes. That's already something you could probably start doing ahead of time, unless you want to come on the extended mastermind session with me, and you know, you can use my hosting and stuff. But you know, definitely take that one to the, you know, take that to the bank. So the next one I'm going to talk about, and this is something you probably heard of and you've seen everybody like, you know, posting screenshots like this and stuff. This is an actual flow chart, or step one, step two, step three of one of my affiliate strategies, right? And as you can see here, like, you know, I mean, we're going to have to get into each one of these steps in depth at a later time, but it really has to do with like harnessing traffic from either a forum or from Craigslist or somewhere else, and then basically driving that traffic to now your intermediary page, a video or a YouTube video or something like that. The reason you do that is you're going to be able to retain the traffic you got. And also, like, you can't just go onto a forum or Craigslist or something like that and be like, hey, promote this product with my affiliate link. They're not going to like that. So what you can do is you go onto a forum or you go on to Craigslist or one of those other sites, and you say, hey guys, check out my video, right? You advertise a YouTube channel first, or a Facebook page. Say you don't like to do videos or whatnot, well then use the Facebook fan page, right? And I'm not talking about buying traffic or anything like this. That's how to harness free traffic. If you are posting stuff, whether it's really cool pictures or whatever, you're going to make sure you do that in a niche that's monetizable, like teeth whitening or something like that. And then you're going to retain that traffic. And then at any given time, you'd be like, all right, guys, check this out. I got this really cool product, and it works like this. And you do a review of the product. Boom, 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 boom. You make sales. So that's a little bit different than the first strategy. It's like the first strategy is really easy to get paid, but then it's work after you get paid. You're going to be talking with people and consulting people. This one is a little bit like where you do a little bit of preparation work. You know, like, well, I'd say like the most work is done with the preparation work. Say, for instance, you started tonight, you'd work tonight and tomorrow on a video or a Facebook page, etc. So you're going to prepare the stuff first. Then you're going to go on to like Warrior Forum or wherever, and you're going to post, check out my video, right? Or check out my Facebook page, or check out my blog. Like, hey, I just, like, a lot of the time you can go in those forums, you can just write something, like just write one post, and it goes viral. And in the forum, like, the thread is like 12 or 24 pages long, and it's just like hundreds of comments like, hey, thank you for the free advice, et cetera, et cetera. And so you basically get like, boom, you have all this traffic coming from the forum or from the discussion place, boom, to your Facebook fan page, and then you can retain the traffic there and then promote. And so after you've prepared everything, you're gonna like, boom, a little bit here and there. Like Monday, you work 1 hour. Tuesday, you work another hour. You know, you just wake up in the morning and you post and you promote something, and then you make sales. You make sales. You make sales for the rest of the day. You know what I mean? So that's the affiliate strategy model. It's like pretty easy to understand as well. You know. The next model is something recent, and this is something you've probably heard of, which is once you start to bring in funds like that, like with dialyourname.com or whatnot, you can start to invest your money and do it in a way that I'm pretty proud of this method, and I'm going to have to go on a little bit longer than the other strategies to explain this, but it's investing in cryptocurrencies, right? Now, if you never heard of crypto, you might be like, what the heck is that? It sounds like a scam or something. But you know, you probably heard of Bitcoin, and you probably don't know much about it, or maybe you do. Maybe you even know, maybe you've even done it before. But check out this strategy, right? First of all, before I jump into the strategy, here's an example. What you're looking at here is my Blockfolio account, right? Now, I mean, my Blockfolio app, sorry, because it's not an actual account. The way this works is when you do trade on an exchange somewhere, you enter it into your app, and then it keeps track of everything, and it tells you how much you've earned, etc. So this was all in one day, okay? In one day, this went up 70%, and so I was pretty proud of that. I mean, at the point when I did this, I can't say that I even knew what I was doing. That's how crazy crypto is nowadays. It's like nothing you've ever seen before. It's like stock market doesn't come anywhere close to that. So what you're looking at here is $9,000 in the morning, and then went to 14,000. I made $5,000 pretty much. You know what I mean? Craziness. 70% across the board. Because if you see here, it's like 100%, 16%. Now, the reason why I had success with this is just from I should say a couple different concepts, okay? The first concept is it's all about when you're buying it, okay? So here on CoinMarketCap, we can look at anything. We'll look at this, for instance. This is what inexperienced people who don't do well with it do. I'll start off like that. It'll be definitely a good lesson or whatnot. You know, people who don't know what they're doing, they hear about something like, oh, did you hear about how all these people just made a ton of money with something, right? Now, this chart is going along in chronological order, right? So it's like, this is like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? So Sunday comes along and boom, and this makes headlines. It's like this coin was at 21 cents, and then 2 days later or something, it's at $1.26, right? So people hear about it, they buy some Bitcoin. They're at this point they're watching a video on how to do it. They're learning on how to get their money into an exchange, and then it keeps going, and they're like, wow, it's at $2, right? And they're like, but 2 days ago it was at $1.26 or something, right? So they're like, all right, and they end up buying it like way too high, when it's at like $3 or something. And long story short, this one actually went up to like $3 or $4 or something, right? And I remember because I owned this, I ended up selling it like maybe around here or something, like $2 or something. But I bought it down here. I did a good, I actually bought it maybe around here, so I don't know. Yeah, I might have bought it a long time ago, actually. Anyway, so that's the problem. That's what everyone, and it's really important for me to bring that up. That's why everyone fails, and that's what that's called is FOMO, fear of missing out. All right, it's very, very bad. It's like a psychological condition that keeps people from, getting rich. You know what I'm saying? Keeps people broke. That type of mentality. So what you want to do is is wait until you have a really good price. Like for instance, it would have been great to buy this there, right? Now you're going along in chronological order. You don't know that's going to keep going up. So what you're suffering from then is called fear of uncertainty and doubt, right? So you're going along, you're thinking, oh, how low is this going to go? This is terrible. But you have to make a judgment, and there's a way to make a judgment, and that's based on the recent dip, all right? For instance, this had actually, let me see if I can get back up here. I don't know why I can't. Man. Well, I don't know what's wrong with the page right now. But so what had happened here, you're going along in chronological order, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And it dipped and it went all the way down. And at that point, people are like, oh, this is disgusting, right? It went back down to 72 cents. So, but then it came back up again, right? Now, whoever bought it there at that point was taking a real big chance, but it came right back up again. So now now you get some perspective of your all-time high, which don't count on it happening again. I mean, it probably will, but don't count your, don't base your bets on that. But base your bets on the recent dip in comparison with the all-time high. Now, I'm creating software, and this is the first thing. I'm going to talk about a few other things about this, but this is the first thing that I'm programming the software to do is the minute it gets close to a recent dip, the price of a recent dip in comparison to the all-time high, it's going to give an alert, and it's the coin or the token is going to turn green, right? So that gives you an idea of like what I'm really excited about. I don't get excited when something goes up here unless I have money in it, right? If I don't have money in it, I'm not excited about I think of it like I've missed the boat, right? Unless you're paying attention to the momentum and the reason why it's doing that, because sometimes momentum can be a really damn good thing, and this didn't happen like overnight. You still had time when it was down here to jump into it. All right. So if it just does this in one day and you feel really confident about the momentum, a lot of other people are going to buy it as well. And that's what drives the price up is so many people are putting their money into it. I mean, I could go on and explain it all, but you probably get the idea. So yeah, right here, I would say my little ticker activator software, which is that part of it is done. I haven't put in other algorithms yet, but at the end of the day, my thing is probably going to start to go off because it's going to come close to this. It's based off of the recent dip, which is 47 cents. So the minute this gets a little bit small, probably around 60 cents or something, or 59 cents, it's going to go off and it's going to tell me to buy it. You see what I'm saying? All right, now, but you have to also take into account a few other things. The age of the coin or the token, right? Because that's very important. Like, if you were to look at like the recently added section of coinmarketcap.com, in the recently added section right here, you get an idea of like when something's really young, it is really, I mean, first of all, like if you go by this, I do not recommend really messing with any of these. I mean, you might be surprised me saying that, but it's funny. They have historical snapshots. And when you look at the historical snapshots of the recently added page, most of the coins and tokens that you see lose value, and they don't. So basically what I'm saying is there's a lot of garbage that gets introduced to the system. There's like coins based on like the stupidest things, and they have no value or relevance whatsoever, right? So, but a really, really good tip is pay attention to coins that have hit the top 100, okay, based on the market cap, how much money is in it. So like down here, this is a really cool place, around down here. But I have to warn you, I mean, some of these are on their way out, So if it's on the way in, like I think this one is on the way in, actually. This one's on the way in. Aeon, and surprising everyone, and the price is still low. So they're young and they're powerful. That is great. So those are the ones that you should pay attention to. Again, you can go on YouTube and you can listen to everyone else's opinions and you can learn a little bit about what these do. I mean, each one of these does a different thing. Like some of them are like the new PayPal, you know what I mean? One of them is a video service on the blockchain, so it's like instant video anywhere. So there's really really cool projects, and they all have different teams behind them and everything. But look, if you want to be algorithmic about it and just be technical about it, and do your own analysis and think just own self, just about the money, you probably could figure out things that way if you saw the age of some of these things and then the market cap that quickly and the stability of it and like the desire of people to buy it. For instance, you look at one of these charts, you'll get a pretty good idea. And then, of course, I recommend to definitely do more research on each coin before you put big money in it. But the point is that a lot of these, first of all, a lot of them you can make crazy money, like that shot I showed you of Blockfolio, right? But here's something that's more. This is actually something that could work for you in the future. Put $20 down on a few of these. You know what I mean? And just have $20 in them, because Ethereum, for instance, was 46 cents at one point. You know what I mean? And at that point, everyone kind of they didn't even really have it even hadn't even like been brought to people's attention yet. But look at it now; it's $700. So you can get the idea. If you bought it at 46 cents, you can see if you put $20 on it at 46 cents, that's like 1,400. What is that? 1,400 times. Yeah, so 1,400 times. If you put it for every dollar, I don't know, something like that. I mean, that's just crazy. It's like tens of thousands of dollars. All right. So imagine $20 turning into tens of thousands of dollars. Anyhow, yeah. So put down like $20 on, and when you're doing that, buy them at the right time, right? So again, if you were to say, all right, Jamie, and you check it out, and you'll kind of see like the ones that are brand new, that are in the top 100, are usually something. There are a lot that are on their way out. Use caution, of course. Like the coins can drop out of the top 100. It's very active, so they can drop out of the top 100 and they're still relevant. They could come back because there's always stuff that pushes them out. And then those might die or something, right? But I mean, when there's something that you grabs your attention on here, and you're like, wow, that thing is only like 2 months old and it's just kicking butt. The market cap's like 300 million or something. Then do some more research about it on YouTube, and then at that point, if you like it, then jump in and buy it at the right time, right when it's close to a recent dip. Like you can use the recent dip as an idea. You know what I mean? That's really, really good advice, because it's not like I'm telling you, hey, yeah, jump in this or that. You got to use these philosophies for your general assessment of stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, at this point, if you guys have any questions about those 3 strategies, I can answer them. And then I was going to tell you guys that, for a limited time, starting next Sunday, we're going to be doing 6 weeks where, of course, these are my special presentation webinars. But in the next 6 weeks, we're going to be actually like working together and everything. We're going to be building businesses together, and probably with about 20 or 30 people. So it's a pretty relatively small class. I'm going to build a file on all you guys, and we're going to be able to build your businesses in whatever area of the internet you deem appropriate. You know what I mean? And yeah, and if you'd like to sign up, then you'd go to this URL, which is Jamie Lewis Academy /go. pretty easy to remember. And so I'll put that into the chat box and I'll explain a little bit more about it. You've probably seen the video already, like where I'm talking about it. And so that would be the way to go. So what we'll do is like starting next week, next Sunday, I'm actually going to change my presentation webinars to occur on a different day. Like for instance, if I'm doing presentation webinars on Thursday, then we'll do it on Sunday. If I talk with all you guys and you guys are like, hey, you know, it'd be better if we did it on Thursday, I'm flexible and I'll just, you know, kind of like whatever can accommodate everyone. And then what we do is we kind of work together. You know, it's not like, you know, if you've probably seen all of these consultation, you know, types of offers and stuff, you're like interested in it. You're like, yeah, I want to make some money online. And so you end up on a auto webinar where there's like a little robot talking to you. And it's like you're watching this entire thing where they're talking about like, you know, like, oh, this person made so-and-so, you know, $10,000 or whatnot, et cetera. And then at the end, they're like, all right, yeah, so you're going to get access to a members area where there's videos and you can study the videos. I'm like, I saw that and I was like, all right, I've got to do a webinar where it's like much more affordable, and I'm also going to work exactly, you know, like work with people and share like 14 years of experience or whatnot. You know what I mean? And I mean, it's like, it's kind of like, it's always funny. Like I see these auto webinars from people, and then of course what the auto webinar isn't even a webinar. It's like selling something, right? There's no content to it. And then people end up in a members area watching videos. So I saw that and I was like, all right, I've got to do my webinar again. I've done over 600 of these since 2011. And it's kind of like that, like every six weeks or whatnot, I'm going to be doing this. So I'm looking forward to it. But if you want to know a little bit more about it, like in terms of what people have gotten from learning from me, make sure to go to YouTube and type in Jamie Lewis Marketing. And you probably see, like, for instance, on a couple of these videos, like you just roll through the comments. That's a pretty good, like, explanation. You see like a ton of testimonials in the comments of like any of these videos. You know, there's like thousands of comments. So, and that's like usually like the best, you know, indicator. But yeah, a few of my students have done millions. A few of them have done, you know, basically been able to run businesses from home or quit their jobs, etc. So you'd be able to see all out of that. We could like skip the, you know, the BS and you could get right down to it if you wanted. But yeah, so anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to continue doing this, and I'll build files with you guys, and I'll basically do the work for you, but at the same time, I want to do it through you. So you're able to build up that muscle memory. You know what I mean? And so what I'm doing is, it'll be, if you pay in full, it's going to be $500 off, right? So you can get $1,400, $1,497, sorry, for 6 weeks, or you can pay in installments, which is 497 times 4, right? So if you do option 1 and you pay in full, you're going to be able to save $500. And then, of course, we'll get started next Sunday, and we'll go 6 weeks, and there's a 14-day money-back guarantee, right? So it's pretty, you know, risk-free. And of course, like, I can't pull any funny stuff, like not show up to class, you know, not show up to my own class or whatnot, because I wouldn't have a PayPal account if I did that, you know. So I'll be coming into class like every Sunday to teach. And here's the other cool thing is you're going to be able to get the replays of the webinar. So for instance, say you can't come to one of the classes, you'd be able to, like, hey, you know, access the page, and then you'd be able to get all of the replays, which is cool. Also, something that's also really cool is that I'm going to do like email consulting too, right? So, you know, of course, like the real bread and potatoes is going to be like during the webinars, because that's where I'm going to do the work for everyone. You know, I mean, you can use my hosting, do graphics, you know what I mean? Well, basically, over the course of a month and a half, we're going to be building a lot of cool stuff. So, yeah, basically all live webinar replays, access to me via email, and then you're going to have probably about 12 hours with me, and I'm usually $1,000 an hour if it was when I'm on the phone. So you do the math, it's pretty good deal, especially risk free and whatnot. All right, so yeah, I won't keep you guys much longer. I just wanted to drop the opportunity, and thanks for this smaller webinar before my YouTube ads start kicking in and everything, you know. Um, but yeah, I'm looking forward to building it with you, and let's make it happen. All right, so I'll let you guys go. Real quick webinar, and thanks so much for attending. I really appreciate it, and I hope you got a lot out of these strategies and stuff. If you'd like to continue, make sure to hit JamieLewisAcademy.com/go and get on in. Let's do this thing. All right, guys. So thanks so much, and it was great seeing you. All right.